Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all those who celebrate Christmas. While we are going through the celebration, I want us to pause in a moment and think about something that has been bothering me. And it's of a question. Have we, or have you, or I ever sat down to think about why is the Black race, why is the African people the most hated around the world? Every other race, they hate us, they don't like us, they look at us as of the lowest human beings, and sometimes not even as human beings, like we're the lowest class people. Have we ever asked ourselves why every other race hate us like that? Have we asked ourselves, why do we choose to be followers? Why do we choose to have other race to lead us? And so we just follow, practice what they practice, and do what they do. But for never, ever have we ever take the lead to lead the way, to also practice who we are, what we are, to also showcase who the African people are, to also say, no, this is how we want to go, so that they can also follow us. I understand why the other race hate us, and it's because they are fighting for their own survival. Every other race is fighting for their own survival, and the African race is the only one that has never, ever have to fight for their race, for their own survival. If we are doing so, it's as individual as you and I, but not as people, one people. And there is a reason why, because these races, they are fighting to keep their race on top, to lead the war, to influence the war and other people. They will use every opportunity to smash on others so that they can be on top, because the only way you can be on top is to smash on others. But I think that there are better ways we can all live together. But most importantly, the African people has to lead the way. That means we have to also come together, bond ourselves together, united, and also fight for our race. Whether you're an African American, whether you're an African in the continent, whether you're in the Caribbean, or wherever you belong to, so long as you have this color of skin, the Black skin, I don't care what you think, you are an African, and you're an African descendant. So we have to come together to be able to fight for our own survival, so that people will not be looking down on us. Other race will not be looking down on us. We're not looking at us like we are less human beings, we have no value, we don't belong to the society, and so on and so forth. But we have to lead the way, because we are strong people, we are influential people, we are most intelligent people. Let us use our togetherness, our intelligence, everything that has been given to us by a God-given potential to fight for our survival. I don't care if you practice what kind of religion. If you practice Africanism, you practice Christianity, you practice Islamic, or you practice Judaism, whatever religion you practice, whatever language you speak, so long as you have the color of my skin, we have to keep our own race together. We have to work together. We have to look beyond ourselves. We have to look beyond what we have at the moment. We have to look beyond that, so that we can build better systems for ourselves and our children to come. The African people have to be able to work together in accomplishing these goals. So let us, while we are thinking on why we are hating, why other races hate ourselves, we should also think about how we hate ourselves. For no one time had the African people decided to come together to work together. This is very critical for our survival. This is very critical for us, our children, to survive the future. If we as African people, whether those in the continent, the various countries in the continent, and also those in the diaspora, if we have not decided to come together as one people, to work together, do business together, integrating together, and of course, also bringing ideas and building systems that will help to sustain us, my brothers and sisters, we will not have Africa in the next 5 or 10 years from now. we can see how much Chinese are infiltrating in Africa, Europeans, Americans infiltrating in Africa. Before we realize, we will have no more home to go to because it will be taken away from us. We see how they're buying lands. Chinese people having police stations in China, in South Africa. How do we let ourselves for a foreign country to be having a police station in a country in Africa? How do we let the Chinese being chiefs in our own country in Africa? What do they know about our culture or tradition? I don't care how much they practice, because no African person can become a chief in China. So why should we let that happen in the continent of Africa? Brothers and sisters, we have got a lot of work to do, and we cannot shy from it, because if we shy from it, you are as bad as the ancestors that sold us out. Before slavery, before colonization, who were we? What were we doing? And we're repeating the same mistakes today. So why celebrating this Christmas? Why practicing everything that was being given to us by Europeans or by Asians or by Americans? We should think about, who are we? What are we? Where are we coming from, and where are we going as African people? What are we building for ourselves and our children and generations to come? Are we letting us fail again so that our children will become slaves for eternity, or will be wiped out on the surface of the earth? Or are we going to protect what has been given to us by God? Nurture it, build it, use it for ourselves and our children. Pause in a moment as you celebrate this Christmas. Think about it. Merry Christmas.